Yeah, sure.
Okay. Hi everyone. We represent Dika College and our group is called Small Steps. As part of our community service project, we are helping to spread awareness on child abuse and neglect. I am Sita.
I'm Nandini.
I'm Prema.
I'm Kirtana.
I'm Hiroshini. I'm Ashwini.
Okay, first and foremost, we would like to highlight that child abuse and neglect cases are common and for a long time has been highly recorded in Malaysia. A recent statement by the Women, Family and Community Development Minister, Hannah Yeoh, who in 2019 claimed the number of child abuse and neglect cases in the country was still high. We are trying to raise awareness today regarding this issue in the hope that it will reduce the number of cases. With us today, we have Ms.Nithiya Thiahhan, a lawyer and founder of CHILD GUARD Malaysia, to discuss more on this subject. Hello, Ms. Nithiya. Thank you for taking your time to join us on this. Okay, first of all, we would like to, can you tell us more about yourself?
Hi everyone, thank you so much for inviting me to join this discussion. I'm born and raised in Johor by single mother. My dad passed away when I was about 8 years old. I've completed my primary and secondary education in Johor. I did my STPM in year 2004 and awarded the best student in my district. And I completed my Bachelor of Law in MMU Melaka in year 2009. I also been very active in Taekwondo for the past 25 years and I have black belt. And I practice as a lawyer and partner in legal firm for almost 10 years now. So I also have received award for Best Achiever Award in year 2010. And recently I've been awarded doctorate for all the social service that I've been doing all these years.
That's great.
Okay, Ms. Nithiya, can you tell us how long you have been doing this?
I've been doing the social services since 2017, meaning actively been doing it, where I've worked along with a few NGOs, especially PIBG in schools, by conducting various social activities like motivational talks, development programs, and so on. Along the way, I started to reach out to sexually abused children, even also neglect, and also women personally. Meaning, I've been actively doing it for more than 3 years now.
We are eager to know more about Child Guard Malaysia and what made you start it, Ms. Nithiya.
Okay, Child Guard Malaysia is a team of professionals. We have united to fight against child abuse, child sexual abuse cases in Malaysia. We are not NGO and we don't belong to any other organization or political party. So we are doing it for a cause. So we are volunteers that working towards the safety and well-being of children. We usually give talks, awareness in schools, homes, shelters, interact with children to speak out. And yes, we have successfully made so many children to finally speak out about what's happening to them. So Child Guard Malaysia, our goal is to spread awareness to prevent child sexual abuse, as well as assisting the victims to lodge police report and take action. Last year, we have done talks in about 47 schools around Malaysia, from Johor to Penang to Kedah. Above all that, I'm a child sexual abuse survivor too, and my journey has not been easy. It is important to share our story with others. It will make them to share as well.
That was inspiring and interesting. All the best for your future undertakings, Ms. Dika. My question is, throughout your service or experience, has there been a case that was difficult to handle?
We have received various types of cases. We have a straightforward case. For example, any child being sexually abused, we got it together with video evidence as well as DNA evidence. That is very straightforward, yes, easy for us to handle. And few other cases where it happened long time ago. Okay, that's the biggest challenge we will face. Meaning, how we going to prove the case that it actually took place. So we will work together with PDRM to make sure we get some sort of evidence or statements to prove the incident. And third, we receive cases from homes, shelters, where the children that been abused, neglect, and also sexually abused. That also been actually very difficult for us, where usually all these unregistered homes, they will not allow us to go in, handle this kind of cases. And besides that, beside all the genuine cases, we also receive fake cases, false cases, especially misused by teenagers to file all the false reports against their fathers or whoever that they don't like, you see. So these are the challenges that I've been facing.
So, Ms. Nithiya, can you share with us a more recent statistic on child abuse?
Okay, when talk about statistic, right? Okay, 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 20 boys is a victim of child sexual abuse. About 400,000 children are sexually abused each year around the world. And if you see, who are these abusers? 90% of the abusers are actually well known to the child. You take note, it's about 90%. Okay, so meaning the person who actually does this sexual abuse and all this actually well known to the child. It could be most of them are family members. And when it comes about statistics, we can only tell about all the reported cases. For example, PDRM and also all the ministries, they will have all the statistics for reported cases. But how about unreported cases? We wouldn't know the statistics, you see. So that's what actually I'm doing. Meaning I'm going around, especially all the rural areas, to make the victims and family members to make the report.
Okay, Ms. Nithiya, can you tell us how often do you deal with sexual abuse or child abuse cases?
Okay, if you ask me how often, okay.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned just now, I went to about 47 schools in last year. Okay. Every school that I went, at least 1 or 2 cases will come to me. Meaning, every time after the awareness, after I have a heart-to-heart talk with the kids, they're able to speak out to me. They will come and say, this thing happening to me, this thing happened to me last time, so I didn't know what was that. After you explain, now I know what is it about, you see. And I also faced underage pregnancy cases, school children, where they got pregnant with boyfriends, even family members. But most of the cases, it will be covered up by own family members. So my duty is to expose in sense to get justice for all these victims, even though they are underage, about 15 years old, but they are all, for me, they are victims. And we receive reports through calls as well. Because Child Guard Malaysia, we have our hotline. So we receive numerous calls reporting that sexual abuse been happening to them. And of course, next one is the viral, any issue or any video that been viral on social media, immediately public will notify us and expecting us to get involved.
Ms. Nithiya, in our perspective, most people do not know the process of making a proper police report. As you said before, can you please share with us the correct way to do this?
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, my main mission here is to make all the victims to make report. That is where we will get the exact statistic of the cases that happening in our country. So police report is the fundamental step to be taken. Okay, public to get okay. My advice for the public would be get a proper advice or guidelines before they go and lodge report. Meaning, sometimes when they just lodge report, right, important points there, important infos there will be missed out. So it will change the whole case, and it may make the case very weak as well. Okay, before they make a police report, right, my advice to the victims especially, uh, do not wash or bathe, or shower when the incident happened. For example, rape especially, because we could find DNAs, and even Siemens or everything, all the DNAs of the abuser or the rapist on the body. So it is not advisable to wash immediately. And when the incident happened, go straight to the nearest police station or even hospital. Hospital will be better because the medical officer there, they will contact the police officer to come to the hospital. So it will be more easier for the victims. And one more thing, we must understand the whole process, right? Police investigation, court process. It definitely takes some time. It's not like today the rape occurred and then tomorrow the rapist get arrested. Then the next day he get punished. No, it's a long process. But we hopefully the justice will serve, So and after the police investigation all done, the accused will be produced to the court. Case will go on. How long the case go on? It depends. Case basis. Based on the evidence, based on the statements, everything. So at the end, the court, meaning the judge, will determine based on the evidence whether the rapist or the accused is guilty or not.
This is going to be very useful for everyone. Thank you upon that, Ms. Nithiya. Can you also share with us when you're dealing with these cases, how do you help the victim?
Okay. First of all, what we do actually, we create awareness to prevent from these cases happen. Okay. How about after the case happened? Okay. First, what we will do, we will guide the victims to do the proper report with police. Meaning the police report must be in detail. Okay. So if they can't reach out to me, they can even get any advice from any NGOs or any lawyers that they know before they go to police station. And also I will advise the victims to cooperate with the police because it's going to be a long process, you see. So the victims, every time the police call the victim to give statement or to give evidence or anything, the victim must actually give 100% cooperation. And after the police report all done, I also will be there throughout the whole case. I will guide and observe the case in court. I will also observe the whole court process until the abuser get punished or acquitted. And as well as providing the victims counseling, because for me that is more important than getting the person punished, you see, because the victims will be in very traumatic position. So we have to make sure the kids, they come out from the trauma, meaning they can live their life in a normal way like other kids as well. So for me, their mental stability is very, very important. So I will be with the victim from beginning until the end.
Alright, so as a parent or teacher who plays an important role in every child's life, how do you think we can educate children on child abuse?
Okay. Like I said earlier, right, 90% of the abusers are own family members. Okay. So parents, especially mothers, avoid your child being alone with anyone. Anyone, I meaning literally anyone other than the mothers, including father or brother or grandfather, as long as men. So just avoid, it's not that we are not trusting our own family, but to avoid unnecessary incidents to take place. So as a mother, try your best to avoid your child being alone with anyone. And then talk frequently and openly with your child about his or her body parts, good touch, bad touch. Even parents should not expect schools, to teach, or people like me to come and teach their kids about good touch and bad touch. But parents also must play their roles, you see, and they constantly have to keep remind their children seeing or touching private part is strictly not allowed. Let it be anyone. And then parents and teachers also, they must watch for sudden changes in behavior of any child. Meaning, let's say the child always been very active, then suddenly the behaviors, sudden change, they became very quiet, so something is wrong. So the parents and teachers must keep observing their behaviors as well. And of course, parents, please believe your child when they come and tell you that somebody touched them. Okay, because even when we teach our kids about good touch and bad touch, when they actually speak out, come and complain to the parents, but what's the point if the mother or parents, they don't believe them, you see? And lastly, we should not only teach the girls to be safe, but also teach our boys how to respect girls. And we must teach the boys that girls are not sex objects. We have to keep constantly remind them, because of all the social medias they've been watching. So they may have a mindset or portraying that girls are actually sex objects, something for sexual, So the parents have to keep remind them that they have to respect girls.
Mm. Last but not least, we would love to hear what you have to say to people out there on the topic of child abuse and neglect today.
Okay. First, I would say always stay alert and keep monitoring your child's behaviors. Okay, always stay alert. Meaning, some parents keep making excuses. For example, they will say, "I'm very busy. Both parents are working. I got no time to monitor, to observe my kids, everything." But my advice is, like, what's the point of you earning so much of money if your child's safety, you can't provide the safety or protect your child, you see? And be responsible or stand up for your child. Meaning, don't try to hide the incidents or cover up the incidents. Like anything happen to your child, immediately go lodge a police report. Because if you decided not to report to police, if you try to cover up, let's say you cover up for your family image, what about the abuser? What about the rapist? He going to keep doing it to other children, and somehow we going to be responsible for that also. Okay, and public, please keep updated through news or social media about what's happening around. Monitor the usage of phone by children, because it may lead to child pornography. For your kind information, Malaysia is #1 in Asia for online child pornography. So all this news actually coming out. So parents and public, they have to keep update themselves. And one more information that I would like to pass to the public: stay alert on any child abuse happening in homes, shelters. Like for example, just now we have talked about children with parents. But how about all these children in homes and shelters? Who should responsible to go and look after them? What's happening in the homes and shelters? Like for example, recently one case happened where one of the shelter, the children there, almost all of them being sexually abused until somebody exposed it in social media. But how about all the other homes, you see? So please, public, stay alert any child abuse happening in homes or shelter near your place, please report if anything suspicious going on there.
Yeah, sure. Definitely will do. Is there anything that you'd like to ask us?
Okay. Uh, I just want to know because I also be receiving cases where this kind of sexual abuse been happening in schools,
Yeah.
inside schools. So and few kids actually came and told me that discipline teacher, the male teachers in the school been doing this kind of acts. So if let's say any child, because the first person that they could reach actually teachers.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what would be your action if any child come forward and say, okay, this kind of things happening to me?
Okay. First thing that we would do actually is to bring this issue to the principal or someone in a higher position in the school. Then the next thing is to definitely talk to the child and make sure that they feel safe with us. Then we would see where is the problem coming from. If we would start talk to the parents first, in case if the parents are the one who are the cause of the abuse that the child is facing, then we would probably bring it to the higher authority. I think that would be the best to do, right?
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. So that's about the taking action. But what about like for example, people like me or social workers, social activists, right? I may not be able to come to your school. You
Yes.
know, I may have missed few schools. So only teachers being with the kids almost every day, you know. So what are the methods or ways the teachers have taken in school to create awareness among students?
Yeah, so based on that, usually what we will do is we educate children on good and bad touch and not to keep any secrets from anyone they trust. Yeah, so like from such as like we have moral lessons in school, so we will actually teach them through that. And also we always remind them that they need to tell someone they trust about what's going on. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's great actually.
Yeah, I think it's important to always educate children from young about all this good touch and bad touch and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so great. We are at the end of the session now. We hope that this session would have benefited those who are not aware of child abuse and tend to involve children in abuse without realizing. We also look forward to educating as many people as we can to take responsibility towards children in our community. And to Ms.Nithiya, thank you, and we truly appreciate your time and the valuable information that you have shared with us throughout this session. Wishing everyone a good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms.Nithiya.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Nithiya.
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean,
No problem.
there was a lot of really good information. Sometimes we ourselves, we talk about it, we search about it, but we don't really know what is the correct way to do things or to make a police report. And to reach
Actually,
out to
what you
someone.
guys do really great step actually. Like for me, it's not only individual responsibility for this, you know, until the thing happened to us, it's not, you know, we should not wait. For me, it is every person's responsibility to protect our children, regardless it is our own child or other people's children, you see.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yes, we'll definitely continue to spread awareness, and I hope,
Sure.
I hope you're doing great. So good luck and all the best to you too.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ms.
Ms.
You
Nithiya.
guys.
Nithiya.
Bye bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.